is 350,000 if the two parties cannot settle it by negotiation. But I think if the two parties sit together and, openly and transparently discuss each other, they will agree on a particular percentage that the seller.
Who should have more?
Well, it will be, it will be a subject of agreement. I don't think there's anybody who should, although naturally this belongs, it belongs to the owner of the property, because it was his or her property that brings this money. Naturally, it belongs to him or her. So for him or for her to be given the lion's share does not contradict any of the teachings of Islam as far as the transactions are concerned. On the other hand, two, for the seller or for the agent to be given the lion's share on the consent and agreement of the principal does not violate any of the principles of Islam in the transactions.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can vividly remember something
Yeah.
that is also directly linked to this.
Yeah.
Someone gave his brother
Yes.
500 to buy a bag of rice when it was 500.
Yeah.
The brother went to the market and found them selling bag of rice for 500. And he tried to negotiate the price.
And then beat it down to 450.
Yeah, and he was able to beat it down to 450. He bought it and he took it to the brother and said, "That is your bag of rice." He said, "Bag of rice?"
Yeah.
And I've bought you one. Now this $50 he owns, he came and asked them. He asked a scholar. He asked colleagues like me that, am I obliged to inform my brother that this is what I get out of the money? Or should I just take it because you asked me to buy him a bag of rice and I've did that? What is my judgment?
The fact of the matter is that the money is not his. He's just an agent. The money belonged to the brother who sent him to go and buy the bag of rice. In an ideal situation, in a purely Islamic environment, he's to return the $50. Or ask the permission of the brother. Look, you gave me $500, but when I went to the market, I was able to beat it down to $450. Can I take this $50? He said, yes, take it. There's no problem.
So
or take 25.
He should ask for the consent.
Exactly.
When the price of the bag of rice is 500 itself.
What you need to understand, to see clearly, Abubakar, is this fundamental fact that the money does not belong to him. This 500 belongs to the brother, and it was given to him not on any condition that he should own any part of it. Go and buy rice. The bag of rice is $500. You go and beat it down to 450. It's so good of you, but the money is not yours. Yeah, but it was not given. It was not given to you on condition that if the brother tells you if you can beat it down to 500. Look, put it this way. Suppose you go and buy it at $550. He gave you 500, but you go and put extra 50 or extra 100, 600. What do you do when you come back home?
He pay you back.
Good. Why?
Because you added your money there.
Fine. But that means that what he gave you was short of the actual price. You add your own money, you are going to be compensated. Now he's giving you his money. You go and beat it down. The money is his.
Yeah. That's relation.
Yes.
Out of relation, he can tell you, I didn't ask you to add anything there. I just asked you to buy me a bag of rice.
Yes, but you see, then in this case, the contract has to be revoked.
The contract has to be
revoked. If he's not willing to pay the extra 100 or 50, it has to be revoked. Like one of the rules says it very clearly that when you act as an agent for somebody, you must act as an agent on the full authorization and consent of the principal owner, with regard to any respect, or with regard to any aspect of the transactions. But if you don't get his or her consent or authorization, you act on your own, the validity of the transaction will depend now on his endorsement or her endorsement. If he agrees, the contract will go ahead. If he doesn't agree, the transaction will be revoked. The same thing will apply here. And in this case, also, if you go and buy at $550, you got to be refunded. If he refuses and you are not willing to give you $500 free, the contract has to be revoked. The transaction has to be revoked. But on the other way around, if you beat it down to $50, you are saving a $50. The $50 is not your money.
It's not yours.
Not yours. You are not told that unless you are told that if you can beat it down, whatever savings you make out of it, you can take it.
It's just like if someone gives you fare to go to Banjul and buy him something, and you get a free lift to go to Banjul.
Yeah.
When he gave you money to pay fare to go to Banjul.
Yeah.
So if you come back, you return that money.
What do you do? What do you do?
I'm asking.
It's a very interesting situation.
Yeah.
Even though usually the fare, when you give somebody fare to go, and do a particular business, traditionally,
Traditional.
yes,
Yeah, that's
this
clear.
al-ada, I mean, Babil Ada,
Mm.
that one is under his disposal.
Yeah.
Is under his disposal. But ideally, acting in a very, very purely Islamic
Mm.
manner and
Sense.
Islamic sense, a God-fearing person will come back and tell you, look, fortunately, I did not pay. I was given a lift. Here is your money. That's the ideal situation. But do we that? We don't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't do it. So this is it's very important, and that is why there is this hadith of the Prophet says that al-Muslimuna عند شروطهم إلا شرا أحل حراما أو حرم حلالا. That when we agree, when Muslims agree on any deal, on any transactions, and they lay down conditions, they are bound by the conditions that they lay down among themselves. Unless somebody says something which aims at making haram halal or making a halal thing haram, that will not be accepted. And it is therefore absolutely important that in the transactions we are clear.
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah.
We explain everything so that we avoid confusion and conflict.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm still on this same topic, Doctor.
Yeah.
When it comes to, for example, institutions,
Yes.
we are all working, for government.
Yeah.
Now, from my institution,
Yes.
maybe I attend a meeting,
Mm-hmm.
maybe a central government meeting somewhere. Using my office vehicle, I went, because it's government, so we invited. I went with this office vehicle. After the program, they gave us, for example, $8,000. They said this is for your fare, your transportation. What should I do with that $1,000?
Is it for fuel?
That's what they said. They said for transportation.
It's a fuel.
That they said transportation.
Because you went with transportation.
Yeah.
Let me put it like this. Here too, you have to.
This is a common fact.
Yes, it's just like per diem.
Yeah.
Just like when you travel, you are given per diem.
Yeah, but this one is
Yes.
slightly different. Yeah.
Yeah, that is why I'm saying it depends. It will depend largely on the tradition of the institution that you work for. In most cases, there are institutions that know very well that when you travel, when you go to any program, you can be given a particular amount of money on the different names. They can call it stipend, travel allowance, or DSA, whatever name is given to. If the tradition of the institution is that in this situation you have, because you are provided with a vehicle, you are provided with whatever you need. If the tradition of the institution is that when you come you must submit or retire this money, then the tradition will apply here. That was why I mentioned to you.
If there's a tradition of the institution.
Yes, that was why I mentioned Al-Muslimun and the Shuratin will apply here. But otherwise, if the tradition is that the office, will have no business whatsoever with what you gain out of the office. You can be given anything, and whatever you are given, there's this understanding that it is yours, it belongs to you. There is no problem taking it.
Okay.
And
Most of the time, at the institutional level, there is no policy governing that.
Yes, exactly.
But sometimes you'll go out for a program, you'll be given maybe whatever allowance.
Yes.
After that, you are also given transport.
Yeah, that's the right word that you mentioned, policy. In the absence of any policy, then naturally there's no problem. But if there's a policy that you must bring it back, you have to respect the policy, because these are among the conditions that, on the basis of which you were employed. Yeah, and like the tradition says that when we agree on certain things with conditions, we must respect the conditions insofar as the conditions are within the teachings of Islam.
Okay.
You understand? Yes. Wallahu alam. Yeah.
Okay. And also another point here also, you are representing an institution in an institution, a body outside your country. Maybe after everything.
You are now taking us out of the transactions now.
No, we are still in transactions.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, it's not necessarily buying and selling, but for example, giving you something. Yeah, maybe outside after your participation or after everything, they said to you, okay, this is yours. Yeah,
Travel time.
Yeah, go and help your people with this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you come back, do you have to?
No, the moment you are told this is yours, that means that belongs to you.
Personally.
Yeah.
Not those who send you.
No. What was the language? Yours. Like, what happens in, let's say, for some institution, they will say, we'll refund your ticket. When you're traveling, your institution buy you a ticket. After the conference day, they refund you the ticket. That money doesn't belong to you. You must return to the institution, because it's the ticket that has been bought for you is being refunded. Or if